Have you ever been in a public bathroom, waving your hands under a touchless soap dispenser or tap, and wondering if this time you'd get lucky and it would actually work? I certainly have. Just yesterday, I was in a fancy public bathroom. The woman standing next to me was unsuccessfully trying to wash her hands, and she said with frustration, "This is the safest soap dispenser ever." And we both laughed. But it's not a laughing matter, really. This isn't luck. This is technology, and everything it can or cannot do is by design. I should know because I've been leading human centered tech strategy in some of the biggest companies for over 20 years. I help you understand tech in a way that benefits you, the human. I am Neha, and this is Notable Humanity. Here's how any touchless sensor works. An invisible light shoots out from the emitter and bounces back to a receiver once it detects skin. This then triggers the activation mechanism for the tap or soap dispenser. Simple in theory, right? So, why does it go wrong for you so many times? Because to work for everyone, a technology has to consider different bodies across multiple sizes, colors, shapes. When technology scales to a large population, design tends to default to an average. So, if you're petite like me and have small hands, you may have to wave wider and longer than the sensor was calibrated for because it was built around an average larger hand. And if you have darker skin tone, the same physics works against you differently. Darker skin absorbs more of that light and reflects less of it back. So the sensor often never gets the signal it's waiting for. And this isn't just a soap dispenser problem. The exact same physics shows up in pulse oximeters, those small clip on sensors hospitals use to measure your oxygen levels. Devices built on the principle of reflected light have been shown to overestimate oxygen levels in patients with darker skin. Even the underlying software algorithms in many commercial pulse oximeters were calibrated using clinical trial data from an overwhelmingly light skinned population, thus, not detecting the scenarios that should have been flagged. So, what I'm trying to share is that this isn't an unfixable law of physics. Skin tone calibrated sensors exist. Engineers have built them, which means somewhere along the way, someone decided which bodies to test against and which bodies counted as the default. And that is a design choice, not a force of nature. The responsibility for that choice was never the patient's, and it was never yours standing at a soap dispenser wondering what you did wrong. The next time technology does not respond to you, don't just think, "What's wrong with me?" Ask who it was built for and who got left out of the room when the data was collected and research was done. Because everything technology can or cannot do is by design.